Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. On my way to 500 subscribers. Please subscribe, like, share. It really helps out the channel, helps other people see this. I think we've got a good video for you today. We've had a real loser trade in the beginning, and we turned that around into a profit. And I think it's a good one to watch. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so the market's about to open, and let's see if we can draw a couple little indicators on here. Kind of what I'm seeing is almost triple top here. I want to say the market is trying to break out up there, and it's not excuse me, up there, and it's not allowing it to. The traders are pushing this down, the bears are coming out. So we see that we went above the line here. We tested that area again, we tested again overnight, and now we look like we are building a small channel down. The market's opened is going to open rather in about 2 more minutes, and let's see how we do on this trade. I'm just going to create a quick little channel on the trend. I don't know that this will hold. There hasn't really been a lot of volume so far this morning. However, let me stretch this out a little bit. See if we can keep this in here or around there, and draw one more. See if we can kind of draw this channel here. I think this is going to be a little bigger channel than my usual ones, than the ones I usually draw. And here we go. We are going to trade into this, get our bracket open, and it looks like we are breaching the channel a little bit, or testing it. We're not in a trade just yet. If you look down here at the MACD, it's showing that the market is going up, this red line here on the averages, and it's taken off. So we haven't pulled the trigger on a trade yet. I'm looking to short this. I think this candle is going to revert. I think that this here is also setting a little top. Here, there's some resistance there. You can see that from overnight. But if this candle closes on a big up move, I might just skip today's trade, or wait a little bit longer. I try to trade within the first hour of the market opening, and I don't want to get my butt handed to me today. So this thing is really moving to the upside, it looks like. And let's see if it breaches this line here. I'm going to take this off for now. We've got a pretty big candle to the upside here. So this might have triggered just a lot of buying from the overnight orders that are sitting there in the system, and causing this to move up. All of these triggered automatically in the first minute. And I think the bears are going to come in and push this thing down. We got a big candle to the upside. Here we come to our second top, and now we're kind of reverting, going back down, I think. So we'll see. Move this over, and again, it didn't breach this area here. and it took me out for a loss of $54 today. Well, that hurts. The market is really blasting off to the upside now. And this is the E-mini Russell 2000. So now I know why a lot of YouTubers make videos that don't show their actual returns because they don't have any. I just gave up half of my profits from last week, which is fine. I wouldn't be playing with money I can afford to lose, but this is not investing. This is day trading. So that does happen, and we've got a little bit of a loser here today. Let's see what's going on with the SPY. Spider's moving to the upside too. You have to be patient on these. That's just the way it goes. And we're back on the Russell 2000 now. And we're watching this thing retract now after it's taken me out. So it's interesting. I let it take me out, but it's testing these two double tops. And you see down here below, it's taken off. So the red line bounced off the blue line, and we are moving to the upside here. I was looking for a cross down here. It didn't happen. So anyway, that's enough for me today. Happy trading, guys. Good luck. May all your trades be profitable. Bye-bye. Okay, so I jumped back in on this trade, and it looks like we are headed downward, and I'm trying to collect some profit here. We've had a good move to the downside. You can see the momentum on the price action below. The arrow just came up that said we're headed down, and I am making a recovery here for the day. Trying to get back some of my gains from last week. Move that right in there. That's my stop loss. So we're basically in a free trade for this time around. However, we did lose some money on our last trade, so our P&L right now is down around $7.50 for the day, $4.50. So we're making some headway here, and it looks like we're about to go positive for the day, maybe. Adjust that downward. Looks like we're testing this low right here, and we just breached that. So my goal is to make $25 a day, and I've got to stick to that. So I'm looking for a pretty good downward move to achieve that at this point. However, if you notice, the red line did cross the blue line here, and we have a price action indicator here that says the market is headed downward, and that's exactly what's going on. So we got a little whipsawed here this morning, but overall I think the market is going down. We are selling the Trump puts, I guess you could say. I've heard it referred to as the Trump put, which might not be fair. If I'm being fair, that might not be a fair comment. The market is just the market, so. And the Trump put might be eating me up here. I'll stay in on the free trade. We still have that blue line crossing the red line, and it's crossing it. That price action is happening below our indicator here, so that's a pretty strong sign that the market is headed down, or the Russell is headed down. And we need to play the indicators and let them do their job. So we kind of just breached this double bottom here. It's what I like to see. So it looks like it's rolling over. We did get a pretty good price move up. I got knocked out of a trade earlier, but we're up $11 on the day so far, and we're moving back and forth a little bit. I'm gonna stay in this trade until this indicator down here shows some sort of reversal. Boy, the MACD never lies, does it? The blue line and the red line are getting more and more separation here, which is a telltale sign of divergence, and we are going down still. So it's pretty much my break-even line right there. The MACD is still showing signs that we are headed downward, and that's exactly what's going on. So I just really want to keep a close eye on the MACD. MACD stands for Mac Dad, by the way. Mac Daddy. We are still pushing down. $15, $16, $17 up on the day. And I'm looking for $25, so. The MACD is still, the blue and the red line are diverging, so we want to stay in the trade when we're seeing that. We need to hold steady. This is my break-even line for the day. There's no point in moving that. I'm trying to get to my $25. We just got to just barely whiffed $20. And this is still, the divergence line is growing here. I'm going to continue to stay in this as long as I see this separating like this. There's no reason for me to get out. Up here is where I entered this trade. It looks like we are turning around. But this is still creating this huge gap here. We're seeing a little bit of a reversal. And I'm going to stay up here. Wow, that's a sizable green candle there. It's got some pretty good upward momentum. So far, the market's been open for about 40 minutes. And if my MACD indicator is correct, this green candle won't hold very long. I mean, obviously we've got a trend line forming. Each one of these candles represents 5 minutes. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then this one here, we're working towards 30. Boy, it's struggling to go to the upside, isn't it? But it ain't happening today. Come on, baby. If you look at these indicators here on the MACD, this is pre-market. This is after the market opened. It's trying to bust out to the upside. And it's got a weak rally to the upside, it looks like. This candle's not moving very fast. It looks like it's headed towards exhaustion. Whew! Let's go back into the red. There we go. Here we go, going to the downside again. Headed to the downside. $18 up on the day, 15.50. Boy, the MACD looks like this should be really heading down quickly, but it's not. Okay. This looks like a substantial move to the downside is forming. pull this out. Somewhere in there. And I'm trying to get out around $25. And it's teasing me. I just whiffed it. I want to move off of it. I think it's still headed lower based on the MACD, but I will move my stop loss down so I can capture some profit. Move that about right there. And if we revisit that, we are going to be out. And my profit for the day is $28.50, which is not bad. We really had to work for that. I was down $54 at one point, and I came all the way back. So we were able to ride this downward trend. And I didn't want to be greedy. I just took the money, and I'm going to move on to play another day. So we are up in the portfolio, and you can watch how this plays out. I wish you guys luck on your trades, and I'm going to play it safe and take the W. It's a lot better than losing half your portfolio, or half of your gains in your portfolio. So that's it for me today. Good luck, you guys. I'm out.